Hello, lads and lasses of the Pipe Smokers of Ireland community. This is the Pipepastor coming to you from Fresno, California today. And I want to apologize for that crappy video I made a couple of weeks ago at the coast where it looked like a big silhouette talking to you. You could barely hear it. And then it wouldn't download and upload or whatever the heck you call it. But in any case, I tried to do something while I was on vacation to keep my commitment to care and to the rest of you. Mace smoking today, one of my favorite Tinskys. This is a rare, smooth bulldog. I usually don't get smooth. I usually get rusticated. But look at that insert right here. Insert with gold and silver pearlized acrylic and a very unusual cut. Look at the cut on this, on the angles and so forth. He did this just for me, and just spectacular bulldog. Almost. Sent this to Michael Rizzo, and I just couldn't do it, Michael. My son Nick will tell you that whenever I do give gifts, you know, I just believe you ought to give your best. And so there was a fleeting thought when putting together the pipes I sent him this one. I just couldn't do it. I'll never get rid of this pipe. It's just spectacular. And probably this Christmas I'll have him do another couple of pipes for me with that kind of an inset in it, because it's just, I just like it that much. This is a first pipe I've smoked in 4 or 5 weeks. Can't believe I was at the ocean and didn't have a pipe in my mouth, but just battling this chest thing, which has no longer got all that junky, crappy, green, nasty stuff all congested in there. It's just it's just the tightness and the lung problems that people have here in Fresno, California, which is a basin. It's a valley trapped between hills and mountains, filled with pesticide and smog from San Francisco and the like. And shouldn't probably be smoking a pipe, but I am. Notice that pipe smokers have their own language. It's kind of a mumbling thing where you get the pipe in your mouth and you're talking and kind of mumbling around and stuff. But we understand each other anyway, it seems. So that's kind of cool. Yeah, so I was at the coast and just really spent a lot of time sleeping, relaxing, and trying to breathe. Between that and eating lots of squid, I love calamari. And there's a place in Morro Bay called Dockside. It has the best fried calamari anywhere as far as I'm concerned, and so I always make a trip there just to get some. And then tried it in a bunch of other different places, and nobody can make it like them. I love that place. This is one of the last working docks around. At night, the ships pull right up to the dock there and unload their fish right into that restaurant. So if you ever have a chance, you're in California, you need to eat at the Dockside in Morro Bay. Spectacular. Love the place. And I really made up my mind while I was at the coast I would not eat any bread, and failed miserably, man. Once they brought out the fresh baked bread, I just said, keep bringing it, man. Bring me the butter. Didn't gain a pound by a miracle of God. I don't know how I haven't. Was going to work out at the gym over there, didn't do that. Just ate and slept. Go figure. And wrote. Some of you have inquired lately what I'm writing about. I'm trying to finish a couple of books on manhood and fatherhood, and have a book in the works called The Hammer of God, which is a Braveheart-esque book about Judah Maccabees, Mattathias and Judah Maccabees, and their guerrilla warfare fight against Antiochus Epiphanes of Syria. And every once in a while I'll go revisit that. That's probably my chance to be rich, because it'd probably be a screenplay. It's just that good. The story is that good. And it's the story that Jewish people celebrate and observe during Hanukkah, or Hanukkah. But the thing I've been working on the most lately, because I have a deadline coming up, where I wrote a game years ago, kind of a Dungeons and Dragons style RPG for Christian churches to disciple their young people and help them to formulate thought and answers in a biblical worldview against secular philosophies and the like. It's very dark. I don't think I agree with J.R.R. Tolkien and C.S. Lewis that all fairy tales or adventure tales, if you like, fantasy role-playing tales that Lewis just grouped together as fairy tales, all derive out of the one epic tale that's found in Scripture. I agree with that. But I don't care how dark you want to get in terms of monsters and the occult and evil and so forth, you can't find anything more dark than the world in ancient biblical times. And that almost all tales of dragons and vampires and werewolves and bloodlust and evil and magic find that they derive themselves from Genesis chapter 6. Read it sometime. A crazy read. It's about watchers or watcher angels who lusted after the daughters of men and came down and had kids with them that were the giants of old, violent giants. And the book of 1st and 2nd Enoch, which are apocryphal books, are not biblical. They're not accepted as canonical or inspired books, but they're books nonetheless that Peter and Jude especially use in developing Christian demonology. And those are some of the first writings dealing with such things as vampires and the like. And it's all derivative of Genesis chapter 6. Genesis chapter 3, which is where I get the general overarching title and theme of the game that I've written, which is the Dragon Seed Conspiracy. Genesis chapter 3:15, it talks about the first ancient prophecy of the coming of Jesus, or the coming of the Messiah, in which God is speaking to Eve and prophesying that the seed of the serpent would be in perpetual conflict with the seed of the woman. Women don't have seed, they have the egg, and so it's understood in Christian circles he's talking about the birth of Jesus through the Virgin Mary. Jesus being the seed of the woman, all believers in God and in the Messiah being underneath small s seeds of the woman. And that all those that have believed in God and had true faith in God would be in perpetual conflict with all those who were against God. And coming up on last week, we observed the Armenian Holocaust, where the first Christian nation was almost completely annihilated by the Muslim Turks. Runs right in line with what we're talking about here. So the Dragon Seed conspiracy was me conceptualizing this conflict in a variety of different settings. And I was writing an adjunct adventure for it. I've been writing an adjunct adventure for it called The Prisoner, in which the plot is that a group of light raiders, or a group of the followers of the Lord of Light, who are expert bounty hunters and law enforcement people, have been tasked with transporting a prisoner that's very Hannibal Lecter-esque psychopath to a prison where he's supposed to be executed. And so there's this 100-mile journey through Brayless Road and the forest surrounding it, filled with baddies and what sorts. And in any case, that's what I've been writing, because I'll be leading that adventure coming up this Thursday. It'll be about a 5 to 8 week adventure for those that love role-playing games, filled with existentialism and pragmatism and a whole host of other philosophies used by Nietzsche and Jean Chartres and Hitler and a whole sort of other people that tried to justify their genocidal hatred for everyone who wasn't them. Well, Dragon Seed conspiracies, fun. But it takes a lot of work, because you have to create your characters, create their role, create descriptions of the various beasties and monsters that they'll be facing, etc. So I worked on that a lot at the coast when I wasn't eating bread and squid. I'm smoking today a bowl full of peats moss. Man, after not smoking it for a while, it's pungent and sweet and wonderful. Missed it. Hope I don't pay too badly for it later on. Well, yeah, that's what I've been up to. What have you all been doing? I want to know if Michael Rizzo has sent that bulldog that I sent him that got cracked in the mail to Tinsky to get it fixed, because you're going to love that bulldog. It's in the family of this bulldog, only it's a rusticated, but it's that's a fantastic smoker, Michael. You're going to like that as a smoker almost as much as you're liking my not mine anymore, your Canadian, which is again another smooth that I sent you. It's a nice cool windy day here in Fresno, and it's my second Sunday that I had off. I'm still kind of on vacation until next week. So my son Benjamin preached this morning on faith. Wow. Incredible sermon, really good stuff. And it's good to be with my people again in church. It was a lot of fun, a lot of joy. So yeah, we're just trying to get well over here. And I've never ever been ill this long. But thank you all for your kind remarks sent to me and your well wishes. Okay, I'm not going to go anywhere. I'm just fighting the good fight, and still going to the gym, still working out 6 days a week. Trying to hold off the inevitable. There's a host of younger guys that have written me, not only from Pipe Smokers of Ireland, Brothers of the Briar and Apostles Creed pipe clubs, but who responded to me on my pipe channel on YouTube, that are just starting to pick up the pipe and experimenting with horrendous tobaccos. And that's the worst thing for a new pipe smoker to do, is to try to experiment on their own at first. It's important your first experiences with a pipe are good experiences, or you won't give it a chance. And most of the time, young pipe smokers won't return to pipe smoking once they initially try it, for about 2 or 3 reasons. One, terrible tobacco that bites the crap out of their tongue, tastes awful, smells awful. 2, they can't keep the pipe lit, or the pipe gets too wet, tastes nasty. So they never really get a full experience of working a pipe through its first bowl and enjoying themselves. I'll tell you right off the bat that a pipe is not like a cigarette. You don't rush through it. You take your time with it, and you make sure that you puff it enough to keep it lit, just at least long enough to taste it and enjoy it. My enjoyment of pipe smoking is mainly because I associate it with contemplation, good conversation, and fellowship with people that are not rushing you to have to say something or think up something because they're smoking pipes. Great filler between conversation or no. I can be smoking my pipe and lost in thought with another pipe smoker who's lost in thought, and yet both of us feel like we're in solidarity together, we're enjoying each other's company, and experiencing the same kind of pleasure at the same time. Every once in a while we'll shoot out something, say something. The other guy won't answer right away. He'll just sit there and smoke his pipe, think about it. A few minutes later, answer back. I especially like that in the camps that I do each year, because there's long periods of time I'm up there before and after everybody leaves, where I'm just way out in the deep woods, alone with my pipe. Maybe some 2 or 3 other guys sometimes come up, and just love it. Sometimes I need to be alone smoking my pipe to think about what I'm thinking, to hear myself talk to myself, or hear God talk to me. or sort out what I'm feeling about stuff. It's not a rush. Johann Sebastian Bach said it's prayer, associated with prayer. And so if you guys are in a hurry, you young pipe smokers, pipe smoking isn't for people that are just trying to burn through a bowl. And you need to learn to just take your time. Understand that pipe time is you time. And it's a time to sort out your thoughts by thinking about nothing. And keeping a log of tobaccos that you like and why you like them, and trying to think through, why did I like that tobacco? What was it that I liked about it? What was pleasurable about it? Find out what kind of tobacco it was. Was it a Cavendish? Was it a Lat? Was it a Virginian? Was it aromatic? Was it English? And just kind of keep a log of what you like. And don't be like me and find something that you like and that's it. Don't experiment anymore. Because I rarely experiment, because I don't smoke my pipe every day, numerous times a day. So I don't want to waste any of the precious time I have smoking my pipe experimenting with some kind of a shite tasting tobacco. But you know, you guys have plenty of time, and so you can experiment all you want and keep a log of what you like and what you don't like, why you didn't like it. It was by a little experimentation I found out I can't smoke Perique, and it's not because it doesn't taste good or that the tobacco's in it doesn't taste good. It's very peppery, very spicy, and I personally like to taste it, but it makes me sick. It makes me want to throw up. I can't do it. I tried GLP's Haddo's Delight, very, very popular tobacco, kind of a fruity smelling tobacco, or a fermentation smell to the tobacco, a berry smell to it, something that I typically like. I tell you, it was a delicious tobacco. I wanted to throw up. Then there's others that I've tried that have made my sons want to throw up, at least then. I don't know if he'd do that now. Like Samuel Gaywith's 1792, which when you open up the tin, it smells like Tonquin. It's just awful. Oh my gosh, horrible smelling junk. But pipe maker Trevor Talbert said it was his #1 tobacco. So I said, well, I like Trevor a lot. I'm going to try it, and loved it. It's a nice chocolatey taste to it. Nice sweet mellow taste. Burns slow, burns long, real fine ash. Loved it. And my son Nick Boldo Donahue, who's pretty hardcore when it comes to smoking his pipe, it made him sick initially when he smoked it. So, you know. And also, give a tobacco 2 or 3 chances before you throw it out, if you can. There's some tobaccos, heck no, they ain't getting another chance. Don't ever do that to me again. But there's some. I was sent 4 from Scott at Highland Tobaccos, and they were Drew Estate. A couple were good and a couple weren't, but they were not that great. And gave them to Nick, and he cracked them open and let them breathe a little bit, and he said, Dad, what's wrong with you? These tobaccos are tremendous. I went over and retried them, and they were awesome. They were very good. So my initial, I should have never done a review on them. I did a review from my initial smoke. I won't review a tobacco anymore off the first smoke, because I was flat wrong. I didn't do those guys justice. All because, number one, I didn't know about aging them a little bit or giving them a little bit of breath before you tried them out, and that your initial experience may not be the same. So do it twice, 3, 4 times, and before you review it is, I think, a fair assessment of the tobacco. Some sites that you might want to go on to check out some quality tobaccos is pipesandcigars.com or Cup of Joe's. My favorite, of course, is highlandscigars.com in Arizona. Scott's been good to me and my family for now over 50 years. But before you go shopping, you need to be able to know what it is that you're looking for. So I suggest, if you don't yet because you haven't smoked that much, go with an aromatic, which can be horrible. Aromatics can be bite you, burn hot, and that kind of thing. I would suggest that you go to Scott at Highlands and ask him for a sample pack of aromatics. Very mild, all of them quality aromatics, very good. Another is justforhim.com. And their aromatic tobaccos are very, very good. So is Cornell and Deal. And all their tobaccos are absolutely tremendous as well. Peterson, you may want. Peterson to me kind of bites me. But I might smoke too fast as well. You see people like Michael Rizzo smoking, and he doesn't care whether his pipe goes out or not. He pops it a little bit, talks to you a little bit, it goes out, no big deal. He relights it, puffs it a little bit, talks a little bit, it goes out, he relight. That's fine. I would argue that probably is a very pleasurable way to smoke a pipe. But I'm a little bit more fastidious than that. I don't like the thing going out if I can help it. So I probably am a little bit more conscientious about puffing it and keeping it from going out. Tremendous pipe. This pipe, let me tell you. Tremendous. How's everybody doing with the random acts of kindness? What's going on out there in terms of sending other pipers some of your tobaccos or giving a pipe to a needy guy, that kind of thing? Is that still going on? Are you guys still doing that? I highly recommend it. So this is my ramble for this week's Residence Post, and I hope you guys are all well. So enjoy our club and our site and all of the crazy good stuff that's being produced out of this club. The shirts. Nick Boldodowney still has not given me the first Pipe Smokers of Ireland t-shirt. That boy. The artwork is always great. Care's work and the administration's work, highly appreciated. It's a quality pipe club. Love what's being produced. Love the pipes that Peterson is bringing out. I think it's a genius that Care has that particular gentleman, the spokesman from Peterson, coming on for a question and answer every once in a while. That's great. Wonderful. So let's hope that our club continues to keep up the good work, and with Care at the head, I don't think that's going to be a problem. And Care, I'm praying for you and your family. I know it's tough, and I have all the respect in the world for the care that you're giving your parents. And yeah, so until next week, Pipepastor signing out.